Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Daniel Umstead, host of the RNG radio show. And today's guest that I have with me today is Marlene Mack and her staff from One Step Ahead Learning Center. But Marlene, I will actually have the pleasure of having her introduce her staff here today. Marlene, how are you doing today?
I am doing super today. I'm feeling really good.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So if everybody could go one by one, introduce yourselves and let us know what you do, just a brief introduction of what you do at the One Step Ahead Learning Center.
Paula?
Hi, my name is Miss Paula, and I'm the manager of the baby room, infant toddlers.
Miss Adrian?
Hi, my name is Adrian, and I do accounting as well as office work and administrative assistance and anything Miss Marlene needs me to do.
Miss Benita?
Hello, my name is Benita, and I'm one of the teachers for the infant and toddler room.
Okay, awesome, awesome. Well, thank you so much, ladies, for coming on. So, Marlene, let's hop straight into it. What was the vision? Why did you even start with this One Step Ahead Learning Center?
I got married, ended up having babies. I had 3 little girls. I had my son, then I got married. I had 3 little girls back to back. And I kind of like fell into childcare because I went to school for early childhood education. But after getting married and becoming a mother of 3 daughters, I decided I wanted to stay home and take care of my daughters. So I formulated a childcare center in my home in the basement. And I was there pretty much for about 8 years before I branched out to a commercial building.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. And Marlene, how long has the Learning Center been around for?
This coming November will make 25 years.
Wow. I was about to say, there ain't no hand clap going on. There needs to be hand clap, and we're going to make church happen right now. So that is awesome. Awesome to hear, Marlene. Awesome to hear. Now, where can folks actually find you, I should say, on social media if they wanted to look you all up?
Okay, so we have our Facebook page, which is One Step Ahead Learning Center. We also have our IG Instagram page, which is also One Step Ahead Learning Center. You can find me there constantly posting, uploading all kind of events and things that we are currently participating in. I even uploaded some things this morning.
Oh, awesome, awesome, awesome. And then one question I wanted to know, because every daycare, learning center, and even academy is going to be different. What's your key to getting the children to actually collaborate you and work with you guys on a daily and even weekly basis, especially with, the current situation and conditions we have going on right now?
Well, you know what, being back after being closed due to COVID-19 for several months, I believe it was a little over 3 months that we were shut down. Coming back, it's the new norm, but I find it very relaxing, dotting your I's, crossing your T's. It is adjustment period for all of us. The first week that I came back, I was very emotional because I just wasn't used to seeing the children with the mask on all day. And it bothered me a little bit, but you want to know something? After watching them and realizing that it didn't stop them, it didn't faze them, they were happy to be back in school, they went on about their daily business, and it encouraged me not to cry so much, to accept the mask and know that we're going to be all right. And I learned that through watching the children with their mask on.
Awesome. That is beautiful. Now, Marlene, what can we expect? I mean, I know you got 25 years strong into the Learning Center. What do you see for yourself and even your staff as well in the coming months or even this time next year?
Well, before COVID-19 took a hold of all our lives, we were branding my school as a performing arts learning center for the early childhood education. And that's my niche. I have a background in music. I used to own my own recording studio. I had my own record label, which was called First Lady Records. I had a management company with a guy named Blue Lovett from the Manhattans called Blue Lady Management. That's where my musical background set it in. So what I did when I got into childcare, I brought that over into the early childhood education, where I began to make sure the children were taught and educated with the performing arts. So prior to COVID-19, we were working on our 3rd season of OSA Divas of Daycare, which is a reality show that showed how we did the early emphasis on the performing arts with the young children, how we rehearsed them, how we got them prepared to do a big performance as early as 2, 3, 4, 5-year-olds. So that's where I wanted to go. And we're doing our 3rd season, but of course, you know, with COVID, everything is on hold now. But if you go to our YouTube page, you will find season 1, season 2, and some of the season 3 of the different transformation that we do with the children. And let me add this. My performances are not your typical performances. These children come with barbers, hairstylists, light, sound techs, wardrobe manager, people that go shopping for them. When they come into the performing arts program here, parents spend no money. All the money generated from the school, and they're dressed from their head to their toe from every outfit. So it's taken very serious. And when you see that performer, you're not looking at a 2-year-old, you're not looking at a normal 3. These kids are born with this innate ability to be talents and stars in the future. And that's what I'm cultivating. That's what I'm putting emphasis on. I'm shocking the parents because some parents say, I didn't even know my child could sing. I didn't know my child could do that. But if you put the child in the right environment and you make them feel safe and loved and you build their self-esteem up, these kids will be able to do anything and all things that you just put in front of them. They will shock you. They will amaze you at such an early age. And I often say to a lot of my parents, I don't know where I'll be 10, 15 years from now, but I guarantee you this child right here going to be a superstar. But we put emphasis on education first. So from 9 to 3, it's work. We pull out the music after 3. We pull out the drums after 3. They even have vocal coaches. I even have vocal coaches that come in and train their voices at a very young age. Piano lessons, drum lessons, French lessons. And we've been doing this for years.
And I see that we actually had brought in just a recent guest here. Willie, could you introduce yourselves and tell us what you do at One Step Ahead Learning Center?
Okay, yes. My name is Willie Mack. I am the son of the CEO director of One Step Ahead, Miss Marlene. And basically, I'm just like a consultant there. I've come in and helped in shows she's produced as far as security or taking money. I've helped her creatively with, like she said, some music, like for her shows, picking the music. And, I get a lot of music from soundtracks of movies and just try to get unique, different things to make her shows unique and different. And people say, where'd you get that music from? To make the shows really pop. And that's about it. Been doing that for a while since, started over 25 years ago.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then because we're talking about the shows, Marlene, what has actually been your most memorable show that you look back on and say, wow, I can't believe we actually pulled this off, or I can't believe how successful this one has been? I know you probably got like millions of them, but is there any specific one that you could look back on to say like, wow, this was truly a great performance, and tell us about it?
New Edition.
Okay.
I don't remember if everybody remember. I think Lifetime did the story about New Edition. But prior to that, my staff will come to me. We have sit downs where we actually go over songs and try to fit the songs with the right voice, try to fit the song with the right child. And I was not a big fan of New Edition. And I kept saying, no, I don't want to do that one. I don't want to do that. But when Lifetime aired that movie, I got hooked on New Edition. And I came and got 3 of my 5-year-olds. At the time, they were 4. And we went into a remake of New Edition. These little boys became so popular that American Got Talent called me.
Wow.
They started traveling. They started doing fashion shows, all white day parties. But the thing that was so special about these little boys, you actually thought you was looking at Bobby Brown and them when they were little. They could sing, they could perform, and they're all over my YouTube page. And they became so big, I just knew I was gonna get a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. But they graduated and they move on. But that new addition group right there they were awesome. And there were 3 little boys that actually sound just like New Edition. And I mean, they could dance to all the moves and everything. And I wish I had a little clip I would show you. These guys were great. And the thing about them is they just little. They're little. They're like 4, 5, 2. My youngest was 2.5 singing Take Me to the King on stage. There's not a scared bone in any of these children for the last 25 years that have taken on a stage that I put them on. And I've taught them to be able to speak your mind, sing, have a balance in your life, and remember something that we focus on here all the time is Christ in education makes a great combination. And when you put those things together, we can't go wrong. We can't go wrong.
So awesome. And then Marlene, before I move on to another question, for the folks who are listening and of course watching this right now, where again can folks follow you on social media or the website one more time for us?
My website is www.onestepaheadlearningcenter.com. You can find us on YouTube, One Step Ahead YouTube page, One Step Ahead Learning Center Facebook page, Instagram, One Step Ahead Learning Center.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And then my last question before I let you go, for the entrepreneurs who are watching and those who may be struggling, especially with COVID-19, the social injustice that us in the Black community are dealing with and fighting, what advice would you give to the next entrepreneur to uplift them to continue on with their business, or even for the ones getting started?
Roll the dice. Roll the dice. Because if you don't roll the dice, you'll never know what will come up. You can't be stagnated. You can't be scared. You have to get out there and you have to grind. You have to encourage yourself. You have to keep a positive mind. One thing about me, I believe in being positive. What you put out there in the universe hears you. So if you're creating positive things around you, positive things are going to come back. Don't be afraid. And there's not one question, one person that I will not approach for help. I reached out to a lot of people that helped me. I reached out to a lot of people with a lot of questions, and I became humble. I'm still humble. Stay humble, but roll the dice. Don't be afraid. Don't procrastinate. Don't have negative people around you. Keep your head up. Be encouraged. Stay focused on your goal. You are the author of your story. So don't let nobody else write nothing for you. You do your own writing.
I love that. Well, thank you so much for that. And I don't want to leave everybody else hanging. Is there any piece of advice or something that you would like to leave us with? And I'll start off with our most recent guest, Willie. Is there anything that you would like to include before I let y'all go?
I think being outside of her son, looking at her endeavors in business as her daycare is very special. I've always said that. But like, I've never heard of a performing arts daycare. And I would tell my friends and families, when they ask me about her school, like, it's a performing arts daycare. These, like she said, little 2.5-year-olds having enough focus to actually put this show on, and her having the patience to make this happen with these kids. It's like it's special. And so it's a very unique concept to me. And, it's an awesome place.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that, Willie. And Adrian, do you have anything that you would like to add?
Yes. One Step Ahead Learning Center has taught me so much, but more than that, Miss Marlene, who I've known for a long period of time, I've seen when she started from the basement and has grown into what this school has become, and her love, understanding, and care for the children is phenomenal. And your kids are in good hands when they come here. And because of that, I respect her a great deal.
Thank you. Thank you for that input. And my last 2 divas, if they could hop on here real quick and put some insight into One Step Ahead Learning Center.
Hi, well, I worked with Marlene since November, and since then, Marlene has been nothing but marvelous to her staff members and her children. She's very dedicated, and I wouldn't ask for a better director.
Awesome.
Thank you.
And we got one more, I believe.
So,
I remember that. It's just wonderful working with Miss Marlene. Um, so silly. And she's again piggybacking off of Miss Paula, and also she's great with her parents as well.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, I want to thank you all for coming on. This is definitely my first group interview that I've had with the RNG radio show. So I want to thank you all for participating and coming on and discussing. And definitely we'll be getting the word out more about One Step Ahead Learning Center. So Marlene and all, thank you so much for being on the show. I greatly appreciate having you all here.
You're welcome. You're so welcome. Thank you for
you're
having me.
welcome. Thank you.
One Step Ahead Learning Center, East Orange, New Jersey. Thank you so much.
Definitely, definitely. And for the folks at home, be sure to check me out on YouTube for replays such as these, as well as great interviews, I should say, such as these. And if you happen to get up in the morning, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m., you can catch me on Facebook Live. Thank you all, everybody, for being on the show. I really appreciate having you here.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Okay, and we're done. Thank you all. Thank you, thank you.
Fleslet on the beat.